A very good afternoon. Today is Sunday, the 7th day of September 2025. This is the news hour on TV Sapientia. My name is Somto Okafo. You're welcome. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the federal government workers have demanded an urgent review of the national minimum wage, insisting that the current 70,000 naira is no longer sustainable. They made the demand following the bold steps taken by several states across the country to increase the minimum wage of their workers above the 70,000 naira benchmark in response to the prevailing economic realities. The labor unions and workers who spoke to the News Agency of Nigeria in separate interviews contended that in the face of galloping inflation and rising cost of food, transportation, housing and other essential services, the 70,000 naira minimum wage could no longer sustain them. It would be recalled that President Bola Tinubu signed the new national minimum wage bill into law in July 2024, raising the minimum wage from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. The amended law applies to the entire country, including the federal government, states, local government, and the private sector. Acting General Secretary of the NLC, Mr. Benson Upa, told NAN on Sunday in Abuja that inflation has eroded the value of the 70,000 naira minimum wage, leaving many workers unable to meet basic needs. Upa added that while labor would continue to pursue dialogue, industrial action may be considered if negotiations fail. He also urged workers to remain united and active in union activities to strengthen the collective struggle. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has issued a public health advisory following the declaration of an Ebola virus disease (EVD) outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. In a statement shared on Facebook on Saturday, the agency said that although no case has been detected in Nigeria, it is closely monitoring the situation to ensure early detection and preparedness. The NCDC urged members of the public to adopt preventive measures such as regular hand washing with soap and running water, avoid contact with individuals showing symptoms of Ebola, including fever, vomiting, diarrhea, and unexplained bleeding, refraining from bushmeat consumption, and ensuring animal products are properly cooked. Healthcare workers were advised to strictly adhere to infection prevention and control protocols and use personal protective equipment when managing patients. The agency also encouraged individuals with recent travel history to affected areas who develop symptoms to call the NCDC hotline on 6232 or contact their State Ministry of Health immediately. 5 soldiers and 58 civilians have been killed in a fresh attack on Dar Jamal, a community along the Bama-Baki Road in the Sambisa forest. Suspected Boko Haram terrorists struck the community on Friday night, burning down over 20 houses, vehicles, foodstuffs, and other valuables belonging to the resettled internally displaced persons, IDPs. The community hosts a military base on the Nigeria-Cameroon border in a zone ravaged by jihadist attacks. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum confirmed the figures when he visited the community to condole with families of the 63 people killed by the Boko Haram insurgents. Visibly moved by the incident, Zulum met with community leaders and consoled the bereaved families. He expressed grief and condemned the brutal attack in the strongest terms, noting the challenges faced in the fight against insecurity. Zulum also called for the immediate deployment of the newly trained forest guards to complement the military in the safeguarding vulnerable communities. The latest attack raises questions about the push in recent years to close down camps for internally displaced persons and return their inhabitants to the countryside. The Kano State chapter of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, has expelled a member of the House of Representatives, Abdulmumin Jibrin, over alleged anti-party activities and disloyalty. Kofa, who represent the Kiru Bebeji Federal Constituency, had earlier hinted that he was planning to dump the NNPP. NNPP chairman in Kano, Hashim Suleiman Dungorawa, said the party had no choice but to expel Kofa after his repeated acts of sabotage and public defiance. Dungorawa revealed that the party initially set up a reconciliation committee to engage Kofa after an earlier controversial interview with the channel's television. However, he said Kofa's subsequent public statements and behavior left the party with no alternative. Beyond allegations of anti-party activities, Dungorawa also accused Kofa of failing to meet his financial obligations to the party, including the payment of mandatory dues. The 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has announced that he has taken a step back from public engagement to attend to his health. In a post shared on his X handle, Obi said he's taking a break following his doctor's advice. And in obedience to the doctor's advice, he will not be able to meet up with all his scheduled engagements within and outside the country this weekend. He apologized for any inconveniences this might cause and humbly pleaded for understanding. The Anambra State Police Command has busted an illegal factory producing fake soft drinks located in Oboko, Obaru local government area of the state. During the operations conducted by the police operatives attached to the Rapid Response Squad, or KUZU, the police uncovered and dismantled several fake drinks branded as Ebola good juice and arrested one suspect found at the factory. This was disclosed in a press statement released on Sunday by the spokesman of the Anambra State Command, Tochukwu Ikenga. Ikenga said that the products were being manufactured without approval from the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and are considered highly harmful to the health of both adults and children. According to him, the Commissioner of Police in the state, Ikoye Otugu, has ordered a thorough investigation to track down other perpetrators and bring them to justice. He said the CP further warned individuals engaging in such criminal activities to desist immediately, as the command would not relent in safeguarding public health. The Sokoto State Governor, Ahmed Aliyu, has awarded the overall best graduating student of Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, Sheriff Abdullahi, a fully funded trip to Saudi Arabia for the 2026 Hajj exercise. Ali made the announcement on Saturday during the institution's 42nd convocation ceremony held at its main campus. The governor and alumnus of UDUS said the gesture was in recognition of Abdullahi's academic excellence. The graduate of microbiology finished with a 4.92 cumulative grade point average, which the governor described as one of the highest. He also highlighted his administration's investment in education, including settling 1.8 billion naira in accumulated tuition fees for Sokoto medical students at home and abroad, appointed 4 UDUS professors to head key education sectors in the state, and renovating primary, secondary, and tertiary schools. Vice Chancellor of UDUS, Bashir Garba, praised the federal government's reforms in the education sector. Now to the sports news. The Super Eagles of Nigeria secured a crucial 1-0 victory over Rwanda in a 10th World Cup qualifying match, reigniting their hopes of reaching the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Super Eagles came into the game sitting in 4th place with 7 points, 9 behind leader South Africa. Nigeria endured a difficult start as star striker Victor Osimhen was forced to leave the pitch early due to injury. The first half ended goalless despite the Eagles dominating possession at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo. The breakthrough for Nigeria came in the 51st minute when New Wolf striker Tolu Arokodare scored to give Nigeria a vital lead. The strike proved decisive as the Eagles held firm to secure all 3 points and keep their qualification hopes alive. The outcome of the 10th match resulted Nigeria into 3rd place ahead of their game against South Africa in 3 days' time. Nigeria will next face South Africa in their next World Cup qualifying game on Tuesday, 9 September 2025. Also, World Football Governing Body, FIFA, has confirmed the appointment of Gabonese referee Pierre Acho to take charge of the high-stakes 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying clash between Nigeria Super Eagles and South Africa in Bloemfontein. On the foreign news, the U.S. Department of State has announced a major policy change for non-immigrant visa (NIV) applicants, requiring them to schedule their interviews at the U.S. Embassy or consulate in their country or nationality or residence. The new guidance, effective immediately, was published on September 6, 2025, on the State Department official's Vita portal. The update supersedes all previous instructions on designated visa processing locations. The list of designated locations covers nationals from conflict-affected or diplomatically restricted states such as Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran, Cuba, Russia, Venezuela, and Yemen. And finally, still on the foreign news, Pope Leo XIV has declared Carlo Acutis the first saint of the millennial generation, marking his first act as Pope in the canonization of the modern digital figure on Sunday. This took place in a momentous ceremony at St. Peter's Square. Tens of thousands, especially young Italians, filled the square to bear witness. Acutis, who succumbed to leukemia in 2006 at just 15, was celebrated for using digital tools to spread Christianity and known affectionately as God's influencer. Born in 1991 in London and raised in Milan, Acutis was a tech-savvy youth deeply devoted to the Eucharist. He had already been beatified in 2020, and in May of this year, Pope Francis formally recognized a second miracle attributed to him: the miraculous healing of a Costa Rican student who suffered a severe head injury, allowing the canonization to proceed. The canonization was shared with Pier Farasati, a young Italian from the early 20th century, celebrated for his devotion to the poor. Alright, that was the news hour on TV Sapiencia. On behalf of the editorial and technical crew, my name is Somto Okafo. Good afternoon once again, and thank you for choosing TV Sapiencia. Have a wonderful Sunday.